Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 plays. We're playing Unconditional Surrender here. Unconditional Surrender Europe. Game is developed by Salvatore Vasta, developed by or designed by Salvatore Vasta, developed by Mark Dey and Alan Hill. I think is the other person I'm supposed to mention on the development team. Published by GMT Games. We are using the Board Game Arena module, which is created by Luna LOL. He's done several creations now of conflict type games like this. Does very good work. This game is probably 99% correct. There's a few edge cases when we have to do home repatriation near the end of the game or when you're in a really bad situation. A lot of times the German home repatriation doesn't quite work the way you think it should, but there is an out to save. If you think that they've done all they can do, you can agree that they can't satisfy the home thing and you can progress the game on. So it does allow for you to continue the game and not get hung up on a bug that won't let you continue. We are in July of 1941. We started off with a very poor Barbarossa. We've only gotten, I think we got 5 last time, and 4 last time, and 3 this time. We did isolate an airplane, which forced him to repatriate it, so it'll be built at the end of the turn here. We do need to try to break the Dnieper. We've broken the Duna. It's fallen back to really good defensive positions. We have one unit here that we can eliminate because it's surrounded, so we're going to try and get rid of it right away. I don't think I'm going to have the Russians waste their airplanes on it. They might try just once, just to make them have to take an extra turn to take it. The Germans do need to get up to the Dnieper. I don't know if we can breach it. We're going to try and breach to the north around Kiev. I don't know if I can do it or not. If I can, then I will try. But right now, his airplane here is too far back. This airplane's too far north, so this is a bit of a hole. Sorry. There's a bit of a hole here that I can possibly make a breakthrough and then get across the Dnieper and force him to retreat again, which is what my Soviet idea here is, to keep falling back as he breaks each defensive line and try not to give up more than 4 units a turn, if at all possible. And therefore, in September, I might be able to make a decent stand with a large army and good willpower, and that's usually the last fair weather turn in 41. If I can make a good stand somewhere, maybe along these cities or something like that, if I can make a good stand with the Russian army, and then the mud turns will come, and then winter will come, and winter will give me a chance to maybe take out a German unit or two and solidify the line for the next season in 42. Meanwhile, I'm trying to hold out with the West here in the Mediterranean. I think I'm going to be able to do that fairly well. The British are a bit behind on production, so they can't really stop a lot of the Italian supply runs here. They can mess around with this convoy, but he's at full. And this convoy is guaranteed of getting 2 guys supplied no matter what. So we've got things to do, places to go, people to meet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can get all the way to the airplane with a move, so I might have to spend some points down there. Yeah, I don't think I want to declare war on anything. Oh, as a aside, the Russians did get Finland to come on their side. The Germans have the Swedes, the Romanians, the Italians, and the Yugoslavs. The Russians have the Finns. So, it's going to be near impossible to take out Leningrad. So this attack in the north is more to just push the line forward and threaten to take some of these cities back here, Volkhov and Bologoye. But the main push is going to be through the center and the south, I think, to try and get all the points I need. Ultimately, I do need to push him out of here, but it's going to be very hard to do. So, we're not going to declare war on anybody. The West has no desire to get into any more wars. They're busy right now. And same thing with the Soviets. So we got points. I've got 28 points. I'm going to have to do stuff with the Italians. I think I'm going to need all 28 points of mine. So I'm not going to do anything. The Finns don't need any points because they're not threatened. So it's +1 to +3. I'm probably going to lose a factory here. Yeah, I lost a factory. Now I'm +3 to 0, and the West wants to make me lose factories. They don't want me to have a lot of production points. They're going to go ahead and use their ultra here. Commit, and it didn't work. They rolled a 1. So that's it's a thing you try and take a chance on. You're hoping to be able to win that one, and then the Germans would be down 4 production points next turn. So instead, they're still going to be at 28 next turn. So that didn't work. Strategic move with the Axis. I have 2 choices. One is I can move something up in the Soviet Union, or I could strategically move like the Africa army all the way up here. But I don't think that's a good idea because I was looking at this. The Soviets could be a real pissant and strategically move someone to right here at 3247, which would mean I'd get an army, but it would take me movement and production just to kill him before I get to the river. So what I thought of doing was taking this Romanian and putting him here. That keeps his strategic moves of getting in my way a little bit limited. If he wants to get in my way in the north, that's fine. I'm not really all that worried about it. There's not a lot of places. He could like strategically move something out here, like to Tallinn or just in front of Tallinn, but odds are that I probably would just lose the army for no real reason. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, the West does not really have anything to do here. They're pretty happy with what they've got, so they're happy there. They'll leave it alone. Same thing with the Soviets. I really don't see a good place to move the guy in Kharkov-Bryansk, either one of them. They're kind of like the backstop. The Germans break through. There's something that's there to kind of hold down the line and let the line retreat intact. So we're going to leave it alone. And we're into the Germans' action phase. So that wasn't too bad. Only took us about 7.5 minutes to get to the actual action phase. So now the Germans have to do some stuff. And probably the easiest one to do is here to try and get him to use up his airplane. So we're going to attack here. And we're at +4 right now, and he's at -2 because he's there. The Soviets could try to put in an airplane just to try and make him have to do 2 attacks, which is what I'm thinking. And then that's the only thing I'm going to really defend with this airplane. So I'm going to try that. And it didn't matter. Now I could take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could end up here. Or I could take this and move forward up to here. I think I'll send the 6th up there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will not close that off. Oh boy, that's an interesting problem. I can't close this off. I need to get to 1541 to close off this 21st Army from flanking me. Really hate to waste armies going north. I got to keep them down here. Sir. Okay, he's got to go there. Infantry's got to go there. Infantry's got to go over here. And infantry's got to go in here. So these 3 infantry have to go this way. One infantry has to head up this way. I don't think I'm going to get many attacks off here in the north. Which is very sad. Okay, well, heck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if I don't do this, really, I only have one movement point left when I go there. Alright, we will take this hex. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move up to here. I think we're going to move him to here. And then we're going to shift one of our airplanes to a little more centralized location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still can help there. We're going to move him to Minsk. We're going to take a pot shot at that German air or Russian Air Force. And I took the big hit. For the love of Mike. I have not had any good luck here with the Germans at all. I'm just getting stomped on left, right, and center. Alright, so there's not going to be any real attacks up here in the north. We're going to go take the city, because that's bill points and stuff. I could go over here to attack from the north. It'd be +3. He could try to really trounce me. I don't think it's worth it at this point. I can't win the battles. I'm just totally mushed in here. Well, we gotta go for it. We'll attack here. We're at +3. I think he wants to save his tanks for the south, so we're gonna use just the airplane here. We got a no effect, so we just stop there. We're gonna fly this airplane. Hello, airplane. Up to... Oh, let's get in his face. We're just gonna try to negate this airplane up here. Oh, I got away with it. Okay. He got an AS2 on me, I got a DR2 on him. Okay. So that lets me try. This guy, unfortunately, can only go here. So if he goes here, doesn't attack here. My airplane. Do I need to defend this? I really need to save my armor for this spot right here. I need to save my tank markers. I think I have to let him break through. Let him go. Got a no effect. Okay, so that didn't work. So he's holding that. This guy can move to here. I'm not going to throw anything in for either side. And I got a DR. So I will take the hex, because that's a good hex to have. Threatens to push into fair territory, so he's got to do something about it. Now down here, I have got to hold the line, so these guys, unfortunately, just have to... Unfortunately, these guys just have to advance. They could try... That's interesting. What can I do here? Can I have this guy go here and attack across? What I get? Actually, let's undo that. Let's not do this yet. Let's see what I have to do with these guys before I get done. I have to do the south here. I have to do shenanigans in the south, because what I wanted to try and do is I'm going to bring this German aircraft as far forward as I can. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get rid of his aircraft so he has to use his tank markers to try and defend things. So we're going to go after this guy. See if I get lucky again. Nope, didn't get lucky. We're going to just get rid of his aircraft. We can keep his aircraft to being negated. That's about as best as I can hope for. So his aircraft can't help anywhere. Now I get the DR2. Okay. So we're going to try some shenanigans here. This armored unit can go to here and attack across the river. So I'm +3. He wants to really hold that river line, so I'm going to go ahead and use a tank marker. +3 to +2. Get a no effect. We attack again, and he's going to use it again. Trying to make him use up his... Okay. So the armor did not breach it, which was the whole point. Now, for me, I did not breach it there. I might use the other armor to try and do something, but right now, I saw this. I want to go here, attack here, +4 to 0. Only got a retreat, so he's going to go there. We're going to go here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I want to attack this guy. With no effect. Ouch, that really hurt. Alright, we're going to have the remaining come up here and get me in supply. So that gets the armored in supply. That's the whole point there. The first can't really do anything right now. How far can he get? He couldn't really get very far. So let's hold off on him. If we have the 14th can get 2 attacks at +1. Do I really want to break through here? I think I want to break this. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to use my tanks marker here. And commit. I got a DR. Now that lets me go here and attack him at +2 to 0 with no effect. Wow. This is a terrible offensive. This is terribly offensive to be an offensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't attack. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. +2 to 0. I'm just trying to push him away so I can get across the river. It's a DR. Doesn't have a lot of mobile guys left, so I'm going to go here. Try and push him across the river. Okay, now he's got to choose. maybe here? He's got 2 movement points left. So I don't want him to be able to attack me, right? So I'll go behind the river. Now he can't attack me if he goes there. The Germans are like, that's not my purpose. My purpose is to go here. And end my turn. And in this guy, his purpose is to go here. Which makes this guy now isolated. And lets me have 2 attacks at like +4 to 0. Yep. With a no effect. 2 no effects. Ah, so that didn't work. And now I have this guy possibly out of supply, so I have to go risk the Yugoslavs have to get him in supply. So their job is to move up here to keep him in supply. And that's that. And I'm down to having only 2 movement points left, so I'm not going to be able to move the other guy because I got to keep this line somewhat intact. So you can move here. Call for an assault to the north. We'll have the 8th move into here. And go ahead and do an assault to the south. We're +2. We're not going to get him. Got a DR, but that's not enough. But I could take the hex from here. Means I broke the Dnieper to the north. Did not break it in the... I kind of broke it in the south, too. So we kind of got him on the run. But I run out of units to do anything with. The first army can't really move up. Because I need to be able to do my... Well, all I need to do is keep 9, right? So I can have the first army... like move up to here. I don't think I need to have it across the river. I think I need to be threatening down here. And then down here, we've got things we got to do, unfortunately, which are not going to go well. We're going to have the Germans move the Africa army up to here. And to keep silly invasions, we've got to move the Italians a couple things around. You've got to move in here. And then we've got to attack, unfortunately. So we've got to try to push the BEF back. It's not going to be a good attack. Hello? No, no, no. So we're going to try to do the assault. Using the tanks and the airplanes. We're at +5. And he's like, I really want to hold this, but I want to keep the free forces to help me attack back. So I'm going to go +5 to +5. So if the Germans get a good split, then we're great. But no effect. Okay, so nothing happened. And that's where we sit. And that's all I can do. Italians are hurting. Germans didn't get very far. We have to wait for me to do the swap up here because I don't have the points to spend with the Germans to go do anything. So we're kind of stuck. Okay. We only got 1 guy this turn. I was really hoping I could grab this guy for being isolated like that I could nail him this turn. But that didn't work. So the Germans are done. I don't think there's anything I want to eliminate, but I'm going to leave it open just in case. I'm missing something. Well, let's do this first. See who's not in supply. Okay. So you can go to Stockholm. You can go to Oslo. You can go to Oslo. You can go to Munich. You can go which army is that? Yeah, the 8th Army I've got to make sure stays in supply. The 9th. The 9th is the one I want to make sure gets supplied. So he goes in for sure. Okay, now we're going to try the airplane. Going here. Use the convoy. We will go ahead and throw the escort in. And he can intercept me. There's nothing I can do about it. And this is a thing I think I will try to intercept this convoy just to start doing what he did to me. +2 to -5, so he's going to get through this. And then go again. And it actually got through and took me all the way up. Oh my god. That's ridiculous. Ridiculously good for the Italians. Because that means now I can say... What is my convoy's not used up? Why can't I do this? Go to Benghazi? Use convoy? He doesn't have anything to intercept me with. Oh, he could. Okay. Well, we'll take the chance. So he would be +4, -4. He'd be a 0 to my -3. But then I would be way up there on sorties, and I might not be able to get him back down to where he can do something. Do I want to try this? This could be bad, but I'm going to try it anyway. So he's a 0 to my -3. He stopped me. Okay. We will try him again. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Wow. Got the die rolls both times. Oh boy. Well, he can be supplied. I can only supply one of these guys. This guy is at the front. This guy will get flipped. Because these guys have to stay in their ports. I think I have to supply the guy at the front. And then he's got to go to... I don't think I'm allowed to do that, right? Yeah, no more supply there. So he's got to go no supply. And he'll be flipped. I'm really screwed. Okay. The West. Okay, the West has got some shenanigans to try and do. They could just take down the Italian and then get one attack with this BEF. Be +2 to 0. Maybe +3. Maybe +3 if I use the free forces. And then I could have him isolated. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do this. Take this airplane out. Okay. And then we're going to go all in here. Throw in the aircraft. We're going to throw in the free forces. So we're +3 to 0. Can we Get him. We did a DD on him, no less. So he'll go back here. So we can go here. We attack at +1. No effect. At 5 remaining. I'm going to attack him again at +1. I got a DR. I really don't want to leave this space because I can't attack him across there. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say, no, we're going to attack this guy. Because I'm +3 to 0. I should be able to get this guy. No effect. Okay. So he's done. I've got to move somebody down here because of the supply line situation and try and attack here several times at +3 to 0. Got a DR, and then this should kill him. I got him out. I can go here, and I can go back to defending Alexandria. And I'm happy. And now we should be fine. We've eliminated one of the Italian armies. We've decimated the other one. He doesn't have a lot of points left to do anything with. So we can try to hold the line here through the rest of this year and see what we can do going forward. We're going to stop there. We've only got 12 points left. We're going to have to do 3, 6, 9, 12. So we're not going to be able to interfere with his supply next turn. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to supply. So I'm going to have to do like 3 of these. I'll probably just do all 4 of these. All right, that's where we're going to say we're going to pass. Confirm. Still not sure if I want to eliminate something there. Okay, supply all with no convoys. We don't need to do that. Now, is there a reason why they... So he can do this. He can do this. He can do this. Is it 5 and 4? Do I really need these guys at supply? Or can I just have them be limited supply? What would that let me do? I could do a convoy, the airplane, and Force H? Maybe? Yeah, I think I want to try that. I think we're going to try that. We're going to try to mess up the Italian supply lines. Okay, now we get to go to the Soviets. This is much more intense up here. The Germans have broken across the Dnieper, both to the very south and to the middle here, and then to the north. So they basically have broken through the Dnieper. So I'm going to sacrifice this guy in Swamp Heck. I think I need to pull back because I don't think I can really hold in face of all this. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets 1 attack. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gets 1 attack. Yeah, he gets 1 attack no matter how I do it. I've got 3 units in an airplane to build back. The airplane's going to be built back like up here around Tula, I think, to hold the line back here. I don't really have a good line to hold here. So I could go here, here, and here. Pull these guys back and down. How to defend here? Well, keeping with my general rule, it's only July. I really don't want to be making a stand anywhere. So this guy can get all the way to here. This guy can get to here. Stop. This guy can come into here. think I'm going to try to hold Veluki in Smolensk. I'm going to go here. I mean, he'll be able to isolate Veluki, but that will spend his whole turn getting one unit in a city. So we're going to do that. That's pretty good defense to the north. In the south, we're going to go here. And this is going to be the second unit I'm going to lose next turn. The rest of these guys, he's got long legs, so we've got to move our butts. We're not going to let him kill this unit. If he wants to, we're going to make him fight me hard across the straits. And then we're going to pull back to here. Probably build somebody in Rostov. We should have a guy back here so he can't do an isolation attack. And we're going to move this guy into Kursk. Now I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. I've got to build the infantry, so I'm not going to be able to build the aircraft. So maybe I'll get rid of the aircraft in Veluki and build an aircraft in Rizev. That's what I'll do. Okay, that's what we're going to do. You can agree or disagree with my methodologies here. Supply all. Yeah, we know he's got no supply. He's just going to die. And then I can eliminate units. I don't think I want to with the Germans. Not this point. The British. No, I did this so I could pull off some shenanigans. So I don't want to do anything. The Soviets do want to get rid of this aircraft in Veluki. Or do we? Do we care? Just don't replenish it. Right? Don't replenish it. If he wants to take the city, he can't keep me out of supply unless he takes the city, and then I'll be able to fly away. I'm not gonna get rid of anything. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, the Italians are in a world of hurt. They've got to get their air back to mess with the British. They've got to get both of their convoys back. They don't really have a choice here. As much as I'd like to replenish that guy, I can't. I just got to try and support him next turn. The Germans do need to get... Do they have anything to build? They don't have anything to build. So they have aircraft everywhere. Where's my aircraft everywhere? I think I'm just going to do all 4 aircraft. Oh, I could only do 3. Okay, undo. Let's try that again. So he's got to do these guys. I have got to make sure I do the ones in Russia. So he's got to go. He's got to go. And he's got to go. There we go. Those are the guys I need to have aircraft for. And then we are done. The British. Now the British were going to do some shenanigans here. They're going to do this airplane. They're going to do this guy here. 4, 8. That's 4 guys. And then they were going to do this. So that they can try to mess with Italian supply again next turn. And the Soviets were only going to do 1 airplane. They're going to leave that one up there kaputted. They're going to do the second air. And then this infantry. And they should have 6 guys to build, right? 1, 2, 3, and an airplane. Yep, that's what they want to do. The British don't have the points to build that. The Soviets want to build. The 27th is going to try to hold it. Rostov. The 3rd is going to try to hold Arel. And the 13th not trusting everybody, will be built in Tula, I guess. And then the first air will be built in Reserve. Try and give us some northern coverage. Kind of covering the center too. Okay, we're all done. And there you have it. There is July of 1941. We will come back and run August next turn. The Germans are getting closer to the point of being able to try and use their surprise attack marker. I think we're going to try and just move up without it this turn and get up here to this city line here, this curve. See how far we can get up there and closer to Rostov. And maybe we'll drop a surprise attack marker here in this clear area if the Russians stay. If they run away, we can drop the surprise attack marker up here to try and break through to get to Reserve. So that's the German plan. The Russian plan is see how far he gets in August. If he doesn't use the surprise attack marker, we will pull back to try and make it the least effective that we can make it. But it just depends on how far the Germans get. Okay? So that's what this is going to be all about, is how far are the Germans going to actually get to doing things. We kind of have the German armor from being able to make multiple attacks, which is a good thing. And that's what we're trying to get to. The British are holding their own in the med, so I'm not too worried about them back here. The Italians will probably negate my air, and then the Germans will maybe move up and use their tank marker to try and do something or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the Germans, but yeah, it'll be something like that. Anyway, there you have it. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button, please. Please leave me comments. That gets it out in front of YouTube. Comments and like buttons. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. It's a free to subscribe. It doesn't hurt you. It does help me build it. I'm trying to get to 500 before the end of the summer, so if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. If you do subscribe, I strongly suggest you hit the notify bell. Be notified when I upload videos, when I'm going to schedule streams, and when I'm going to put up posts for what the next content will be that I'm creating. I do that fairly often, like whenever I'm getting to the point of the end of a stream or I'm getting to the end of content like this, and I'll put up a poll with 2 or 3 alternatives of what you want to see me do next. And then you get to vote, and then I tend to follow what the vote tells me to do, because I'm only picking things that I want to do anyway, and it's just a matter of which one do you want me to do first. Okay? All right. Well, I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe, and bye-bye.